Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. For links to those articles, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and today I am joined by...
The Slayer.
Hot dogs.
Yep.
Boy.
Yep. And in the live studio audience, we have Will MC. Oh, there he is.
Will MC from South Germany.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Add on to the cool factor.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, December 16th, 2022. 9 days until Christmas. So, and I don't know what day of Hanukkah it is, but I think it's like close to being over. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump into the news today, shall we? From Rebel News. You docs, you get suspended, end of story. Elon Musk brings the hammer down on journalists who dox. Good. I remember hearing something about this yesterday. There's like somebody was doxing his plane or something. Elon Musk. So.
Oh yeah, there was a guy that was tracking his plane. Just wanted to know where he was at all times.
Yeah, that's creepy. So.
Yeah.
And the New York evidence building burned down?
What burned down?
The New York evidence building?
Oh, is that recent? Huh. Okay, well, if you can find a link, that'd be awesome. I haven't heard about this. So, anyway, this article here says, on Tuesday, Elon Musk made a surprise appearance on it in a Twitter Spaces chat hosted by BuzzFeed reporter Katie Notopoulos to address his decision to ban half a dozen journalists for violating Twitter's rule against sharing live locations. The chat had been convened by journalists to discuss the tech mogul's recent decision to suspend the accounts of several high-profile reporters assigned to cover him, and some of the journalists affected by the bans participated in the conversation through a loophole enabling suspended accounts to join Twitter Spaces. Musk had taken the issues with the reporters' doxing of him and his family, and he made it clear that he would not be making any exceptions for journalists. In a series of tweets, Musk described the incident in which a masked stalker blocked the car carrying his son and then climbed up on its hood. So wow, so they've found where he actually was, and there's actually like a danger moment. That's not good. Like,
yeah, no, that's not good at all.
Yeah, like there's a lot more to this article. For further reading, please refer to the underbar in the description for links to these articles. So yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, he has every right to do that, you know, like, I mean, not just rights, but like, you know, it's in the policy, it's in the laws. This is beyond rights, this is law. Like, that is illegal, you know, like, I'm pretty sure if people, you know, like there's anti-doxing things, like, you know, on Discord and whatnot, you know, on YouTube and everywhere, so, I don't know what made these people think that it'd be okay to track him. That's creepy. So,
I think some of that was public information, though. They were following his plane, which I'm assuming you can do that through some sort of air traffic internet website or something.
I mean,
you can see where the planes are.
That would make sense to that degree, but then, like, you know, if you know where he's at, then, you know, you can intercept and follow. And that's what it sounded like he was doing.
Oh yeah, they're definitely that's definitely 100%. People tracking it. And even just if you were a journalist, you get photos of it, probably.
Ah, the dang paparazzi. Oh.
One thing I do find strange about it is he actually called for Twitter to dox this other person. He said, "Does anyone know who he is?"
Huh. That's interesting. I see in the live chat here we have Doomarooney Sandwich. I don't know who that is. That's not you, Doom guy, right? Like, I think that's the Doom from the Y-Files. Or some other Doom. I don't know.
That's my alt.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my alt.
Just types in P.
Yeah, I use that.
Right.
I just put He.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no. For anybody who needs to know who the hell Doomaroonie Sandwich is, you see him on my streams? That's me. That's just me messing with the chat.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on up here. More from Rebel News. FAC entered nearly 400 secret COVID contracts worth $20.6 billion. Holy crap. So that's all stolen money, it sounds like. What little information is available about the secret contracts comes from an order paper response to a question posted by Alberta Conservative MP Blaine TOCNS. This asks for data about secret contracts between January 2016 and October 26, 2022. While unable to get the exact nature of the secret contracts and with whom the contracts were executed, Calkins was able to force government agencies to reveal previously undisclosed details relating to the number of the secret contracts, the values of the contracts, and if the contracts were part of the federal government's response to COVID-19. CRA has given out 312 secret contracts that weren't justified being withheld for national security reasons. These secret contracts amount to $42 million by themselves. Environment and Climate Change Canada, ECC, has 16 secret contracts, 4 of which they now admit should have been should have been disclosed, and the information pertaining to the deal should not have been withheld. Health Canada has 11 secret contracts since 2021, worth over $1.5 billion. Information on the OPQ confirms that these contracts are COVID-related. There's the Public Health Agency of Canada, FAC, Innovation Sciences and Economic Development Canada, ISED, National... The list just goes on. Oh my god, guys. Jesus.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, holy cats, bro.
Jeez.
Yeah, but like, you know, in total it comes out to like $20.6 billion, you know, and this is all just stuff under the radar. Like, you know, the amount of money that we don't even know that's being moved is astonishing. Like, I mean, like, you know, like one of the whole things about you know, the Pentagon, you know, when it got hit the day before, the military, I think it was like the U.S. Armed Forces, the entire thing, said they were like, what, like $1 billion or something was just missing, or $13 billion was missing, and then you know 9/11 happened, and the area of the Pentagon that got hit was their finance department. All the records are gone. What a coincidence! So.
Yeah, it is a strange coincidence.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's just one of many. You know, let's not forget about the guy who took out that huge insurance thing on the Twin Towers about a week before the event. You know, like a lot of fishy things happening. But anyway, that's more of a conspiratorial thing, so to speak. Let's get back into the news. More from Rebel News. The University of Calgary is looking to hire a professor, but that person must be black. Wow. Can you imagine it if, like, it must be white, or it must be Asian, or it must be, like, dude, the
Oh, hell yeah, sign up!
Yeah, like, how come it's cool to do it to one side, but not to another? Like...
So they look down on these people like
Shit,
they need help. That's why they think black people are so far below normal people that they need a boost up, which is not true.
Yeah, when they
people have been president. Black people don't need anybody's help.
Yeah, no, like, dude, like, my dad has told me about this.
You don't have the same melanin.
Like, when actual Africans from Africa come over to this country, they literally kiss the ground for the amount of opportunity that people have here. I mean, like, you know, like look at what we're doing right now. You know, like we're just, you know, live streaming a show. You know, yeah, it's not making anything right now, but it might grow into something. You know. It's an opportunity.
Yeah, and we're making the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're trying to make the best of an opportunity.
Yeah.
Not to mention, now I don't want the racism back or anything, but if you've seen the movies where there's a black person who does their very best and they get into the white-only job type place, and you know, and everyone eventually accepts them because they're so good at their job and they're so good at what they do. We've all seen that movie 100 times.
Nope, it never happened. Nope.
Yeah.
It will never exist anymore. Now it's gone. You can't have a movie like that because all it is people saying, "Oh, we're giving you this job." We're allowing you to have this job. You didn't earn it. We're allowing, and I'm sure that the person who gets this job has worked their whole life for it.
Yep.
But that's not how anyone's going to say it.
It is a real tragedy, you know, how so many people think that they're doing the right thing. They get caught up in the whirlwind and they don't realize, you know, that they're actually feeding into something, utilizing their ignorance to fuel more hate. You know?
Holy.
But anyway, let's read the article here. The University of Calgary posted a job opening for a professor at its Hijacking School of Business. However, the position is only open to qualified black scholars, e.g. Black Pioneer African Caribbean.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm a pirate. Nigga, I'm qualified. Oh.
Anyway, the job is open for any area of business such as accounting, business, technology, management, entrepreneurship, finance, marketing, operations management, organizational behavior, or strategy. U of C says the position is part of its, quotes, inclusive excellence cluster hiring initiative, in quotes, which it created to, quote, advance and embed the institution's commitment to equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility, ingenious engagement, and inclusive excellence, in quotes. They further explained that the initiative was developed in accordance with Section 10.1 of the Alberta Human Rights Act to address the underrepresentation of, quote, equity, deserving
They
groups.
backed it up, bro.
Wow.
They're basically saying, like, you gotta be indigenous, black, and like freaking black, or you're not qualified. Like, technically, fool, like up the yin yang.
So they should have to legally be qualified,
Canadian,
not through very convenient methods. They should be completely qualified.
These other people do the same thing.
Well, most companies with common sense know not to just hire somebody based off of what their background is. Like if they go off of their qualifications, that is the way you're supposed to hire somebody into a job. Are they qualified?
That used to be the way it worked, but now
10 of them I filed white. On the other 10 of them I filed.
But now,
Half the time when they're saying we hired this person as a diversity hire, I believe they were the most qualified. They're probably more qualified than all the white people, and that's the only reason the company's really hiring them. It's just saying, look at what we've done. We've done a good thing.
as long as they meet the qualifications to get the job, that's all that matters. As long as you can meet the qualifications.
Go to 10 jobs and file white, and go to 10 jobs and file Hispanic. I'll see how many calls you get back.
okay. Anyway.
I'm just saying. Try.
Okay.
Hey, you've got a job, Spike. I see you there right now.
What? I earned this job.
Anyway.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you should have to earn your job. You should have to earn it.
Yeah, not just get go work in Inglewood.
Okay. Anyway, more from Rebel News. Some scientists claim vaccine-hesitant people are more dangerous drivers.
Call me?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, their hands, man.
Like, what were we talking about yesterday? Now, like, wow, this was quick. Like you were here, right, Brados?
I believe so.
We were talking about, like, remember that one thing about...
Read back the credentials.
Yo, Spike, can you please dial down your energy? We are doing a live show right now, so I would appreciate it if you kind of chill out. Thank you. Anyway, no, like, we were talking about, like, that one thing about that study finding people who are unvaccinated are higher in probability of getting into a car accident.
So what's the name of the scientist?
So, okay. Anyway, and like I was saying, like, you know, as Blob pointed out and everything, like, this could probably be like an instrument to utilize pushing a legal or political agenda, and vaccine mandates for a driver's license and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And now we have this. So it says here, on last night's episode of the Ezra Levant Show, guest host David Menzies discussed the bizarre new study that claims vaccine-hesitant people are more careless drivers than their vaccinated counterparts. Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous.
Not true.
As stated by David, quote, I swear, folks, I'm not making this up. Those Sunnybrook shysters are basically stating that if you didn't get jabbed with the COVID-19 vaccine, well, Your motoring skills are equivalent to those of TOCNS, the driving cat. Remember that little kitty, end quote? Well, I have no idea. He went on to say, David went on to say, quote, first of all, does that not seem a little weird or downright creepy to you? This business of following up car crash victims and checking on their vaccination status? And by the way, aren't we in a healthcare emergency right now with certain hospitals in standing room only mode, end quotes? So yeah, so this guy's against it sounds like. Which, you know, I'd be against this ridiculousness too. Like who why? You know, like, how? I literally can't finish the words. Like, it is baffling. Like,
some of it makes some sense to me, because I've heard somebody said, if you don't follow health regulations and guidelines, maybe you don't follow road rules. But I think that's a much smaller percentage of the unvaccinated who just reject authority altogether. And a lot of people were just unsure of this specific vaccine. They don't reject all health advice.
now see, oh sorry, go ahead, Bredos.
Well, because the way, if they are crashing, they more likely sound like literally anybody who drives a German brand vehicle. Volkswagen, BMW, or can't remember the other brands. Is it Mercedes? Mercedes in Germany?
Mercedes is a German brand, yes.
It is, okay.
Benz, yes.
Although I will say I do see less Mercedes in crashes than I do BMWs and Volkswagens, because people in Volkswagens and BMWs do not know how to use their turn signals, thus causing massive crashes.
Yeah.
And then the Fords don't really cause any because they're just broke down on the side of the road.
Now see, here's the thing with me. I have not, gotten the prune juice, so to speak. I have not gotten the Fauci ouchie, Like, I am as clean as a whistle. I challenge every one of you to find a better driver as far as, civilian driving than me. Like, I am, like, hyper aware. Like, it is, as I've said before, it's a 2-ton death machine with controlled explosions over the hood. I utilize my signal. I look right and left. I utilize my mirrors. Like, I give wide berths. I respect the hell out of the truckers. I give them so much room. Like, I challenge you to find a better driver than me. Legit. So there we go. Exhibit A on the counterpoint right there, me. The
only thing is, my dad and I, we drive a little fast, but other than that, we're fine. We drive like normal. We drive like sane human beings with road rage. We don't get road rage to the point where we start wrecking other people. We just get frustrated. And we still drive sanely, using our turn signals and stopping at stop signs.
I think everybody gets frustrated driving a car.
I hate when people
it's not even. You've got to be alert. You've got to be alert the entire time, and your ability to hold that state and not get angry when somebody in front of you scares you or something. That alertness, you're so hyper alert that when anything happens, you're at a wire's edge. You're ready to go.
And see, like that comes in part, I believe, by like cars today versus cars just 50 years ago. Like, you're sitting in your living room, like it used to be like you didn't have suspension, you didn't have turn signals, you had to like use your arm to look, and you can't see it on the stream because it's being blocked by the webpage, but like
if you're
like you had to be interactive with your vehicle. Now you're just in your own little bubble, and you get tunnel vision. You lose the aspect of knowing that you are in a very potentially dangerous situation, and you've got to be aware. So
which is why I check my mirrors a lot. I look at them so fucking much. Like, it's almost like a NASCAR driver. They check them. They're checking them every second. Almost, you rarely are looking straight ahead. Like, you look in your mirrors more than you are. Like, you're looking in your mirrors, listening to your crew chief, well, actually your spotter for your blind spots, and you're also looking forward. You're doing like 10 different things at once. Like,
jeez.
driving those cars are not as easy as people say it is. People are trying to dumb it down to say NASCAR is the easiest sport. It is by far the hardest car to drive in any racing sport.
Oh yeah, and everything's on the steering wheel. They just
so
hit
bad.
buttons with their thumbs and stuff, right? There is no
and
so
Formula
that is-
One handles like Formula One. Only thing you do, stay on the track, don't hit people.
Yeah.
NASCAR, you can hit people, but it is those cars are heavier, slower. Although I will say they have better endurance. They actually last way longer. They can do longer races than those Formula One cars by a long shot, but they don't have the speed. But they are so hard. It's so hard to judge.
Yeah.
Where people are, because you have very limited vision. You can barely see your mirror here on your drive next to your steering wheel. You have one mirror up here.
We've strayed way off the topic. Sorry to interrupt, but we've strayed way off the
sorry
topic
about
here.
that.
No.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I kind of got lost in it too. But let's get back on track here. More from Rebel News.
All right.
The war on Christmas continues, namely just trying to find a Christmas tree in public display that's actually called a Christmas tree. Now they're just called holiday trees or, winter trees or this tree or that tree. So it says here, now call us old-fashioned if you must, but we always thought that the evergreen tree in the month of December adorned with ornaments and lights is typically referred to as, a Christmas tree. But apparently Christmas is a new C word these days. It began when the increasingly woke mob began rebranding Christmas tree to holiday tree, as I said. But in real life, who calls it that? Meanwhile, the folks at Cadillac Fairview, who own the Toronto Eaton Centre, sometimes refer to a Christmas tree as a signature tree. Whose signature? Kris Kringle's? I like whoever wrote this. But it's a moot point this year, given the mall isn't displaying a Christmas holiday signature evergreen tree this year for reasons that remain mysterious. Alas, we are depressed to report that the anti-Christmas tree virus continues to spread, because directly across the street from the Eaton Centre, the Rotary Club of Toronto recently erected a decorated and illuminated evergreen tree at Yonge Dundas Square. But don't you dare call that a Christmas tree, because this vegetation is officially called a remembrance tree. What?
They have 4 different names.
Wow, why?
Just like the whole alphabet.
See,
community.
This is what
it's
George...
they have 100 names for everything.
Yeah, well, this is what George Carlin was talking about with the whole euphemistic language. If you change the words using, similar words meaning similar things, you can change the entire context. And now we're seeing an altering in the English language itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, because everybody keeps saying, traditional methods are either homophobic, transphobic, or racist.
I don't understand why the Christmas tree is offensive to anybody in the first place. Everybody's got their own cultures. I understand if it's not your religion, you don't want to celebrate it, and you don't have to, but it doesn't mean that you tear down every Christmas tree that's around. I don't mind if there's some sort of Hanukkah thing or some sort of whatever the Muslims do, Ramadan sort of stuff around.
So Ramadan and Kwanzaa as well.
I would never get offended at that, so I don't see why we can't celebrate our religions, our holiday festivals.
You see, I don't know why everybody's been going after taking things down. Why not put your shit up next to it? Join us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would never find that offensive if you put your little whatever it is right next to the Christmas tree, right next to the cross. I'm down for that. It's the censorship, the limiting of it. You can't say that. That's where I'm like, just leave us alone.
Cool? You know what would be cool? Like a Christmas tree, but instead of the star at the top, it's a menorah. Menorah, right? Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Like the Hanukkah thing, the candelabra.
Oh,
the candle thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the candle.
I forget what that's called.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there's traditional Christmas balls for the ornaments. Some of them have the crescent thing for the Muslims. So there we go, coexist.
So
to be fair, that'd probably upset them. They'd be like, "You don't put that on your Christmas tree."
Well,
you could get a treetop that is a mix between all three. You could try that.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't hurt to experiment.
You know what? I'm already picturing it kind of in my mind. Like that's interesting.
Be like
a cross with the Star of David and a crescent moon. How? Maybe the crescent moon and the cross. I don't know. Like I don't know.
I can see how that could work, though. I
gotta start talking to some artists. That sounds like an interesting idea. So.
Yeah, could be.
Because, like, you know, as it's known, like, Christianity stemmed from Judaism, and Muslims stem from Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah, we're all the same religion in the end. Just very different sects of it.
More or less, pretty much. You know, it's the same God. So.
Yeah, it's same God. It's just different names for that God.
Yeah.
Except for two. Well, for the Jewish and the Christians, it's the same thing. They just say God.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Anyway,
and both
the Muslims just say God, but the word is Allah. Allah means God.
Yeah.
Anyway, more from Rebel News here. U.S. Senate passed bill to ban TikTok on government devices. Okay. So that's good.
Something.
Yeah. The Senate's unanimous passage of the No TikTok on Government Devices Act late Wednesday is a major victory in the fight against the Chinese-owned social media platform. In a bid to clamp down on potential Chinese surveillance on U.S. citizens, Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Montana, or Missouri, I don't know, introduced the bill, citing the platform's security risks to the United States. Quote, TikTok is a Trojan horse for the Chinese Communist Party, end quote. Actually, continuing to quote, Haley said in a statement, it's a major security risk to the United States, and until it is forced to sever ties with China completely, it has no place on government devices, end quote. I 100% agree. So.
I'm going to check.
Yeah. So, I don't think there's much more I can read about this.
Oh, it's Missouri. Yep, you were right, it's Missouri.
Alright. I thought so.
Okay. I was just double checking to make sure. I was like, it sounded about right, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was because like Michigan would probably be MI. So.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah. Michigan's MI. Montana, I think. Is that MA? Oh no, that's MT. Yeah, Montana's MT.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to think MT was main tank, but I'm just a weird gamer guy. So, where's the healer? But
in the MT.
I was always DPS. So, but yeah, like, no, this is, I 100% agree. TikTok should have no business on government devices. Same with Facebook. Same with Twitter. Like, all of these places, government should be in government only. They should not be, like, you know, I don't know why governments have Twitter accounts, honestly. Like, you know, they should not be on there. They should not be on Facebook. They should not, you know, I do not like, you know, green eggs and ham, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. Like there's a Dr. Seuss rhyme in there somewhere, you know. Anyway,
somewhere.
Let's move on up here from Oddity Central. Woman deceives and defrauds friend for 12 years by posing as her online boyfriend. Holy crap!
Well, that's...
A Chinese woman has been arrested for allegedly pretending to be a man on social media and tricking her own friend into falling in love with her and sending her money. Wow. Shanghai police recently announced that it had cracked one of the most bizarre online romance scams ever. The victim, a middle-aged woman, had been scammed for 12 years by someone posing as a well-known TV news anchor on social media and defrauded around 2 million yuan, or $290,000, over that period of time. The craziest part of the story is that the scammer turned out to be a good female friend of the victim who had come up with the plan as payback for something the victim's mother had said when they were very young. Wow, what? Are you kidding me? Wow.
So, got back at the mother by messing with the kid. Pretty much. Out of revenge for something that the victim's mother had said. Wow.
When they were kids. Like, really?
The shit that they get away with for a long time and then they get caught after forever. Just bullshit.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So, let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central. Hansel Emmanuel, the one-armed point guard making waves in college basketball. I see what you did there. Hansel Emmanuel lost his left arm when he was only a child. but that didn't stop him from pursuing his dream of becoming a professional basketball player. 19-year-old Hansel became an online sensation last year when a highlight video of his high school basketball exploits went viral. People love underdog success stories, and Hansel Emanuel's is particularly special. He was only 6 when a pile of cinder blocks fell on him, crushing his left arm so badly that doctors had no choice but to amputate it below the shoulder. Oh, that sucks. It was a devastating blow to Hansel and his family, but it only made him work harder in order to fulfill his dream of playing basketball at a professional level. So, yeah, there he is. I wonder, like, how well he does. I gotta see a video. Like, do they have a video of him
Sure,
somewhere?
probably does pretty well.
Yeah.
If he's training this...
Go.
So Emmanuel did not open.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, he does some good dunks there.
Oh, did you notice the number jersey he's wearing?
So this leads me back to an
24.
earlier
He's got
point.
the Mamba.
Oh.
Oh, he's got the Mamba jersey.
Oh.
He's only got one
Oh
arm.
boy.
He had
Black Mamba
to
mentality. Hell yeah.
his disadvantage meant he had to become twice as good as everybody else to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm not saying that's always the good thing. I mean, that sucks if you've got to go through life like that. But
Yeah.
if you can maintain your focus and your momentum, you do anything. And the fact that you're disadvantaged in it, for some people, just builds them higher. They're more motivated. It's
The thing is that
it's not good to be at a disadvantage, and I know that. But at the same time, there's an inspiration to it. There's something about it that these people who are at the disadvantage and they break through.
yeah, he's at one of the.
It's
He's
beautiful.
at. That is arguably one of the biggest disadvantages in basketball, to be missing an arm, and he turned it, and he was able to make light of it. He was able to turn that. He was able to turn it around and make it an advantage.
Yeah. Like,
That's impressive.
You know what? At risk
Plus-
of sounding offensive, and I'm really trying. I don't mean to offend in any way, but I think I have the best nickname for him: the slot machine. Because, like, you know, he gets up there,
Well,
ka-ching,
stand it.
you know, nothing but net, ka-ching.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, I as soon as I saw the 24, I was like, shit, man, he's got that Mamba mentality. Let's go.
Yeah, well, he's gonna need it. But let's see where he goes, dude. Wouldn't it
I
be
think
awesome if he
he's
ended
gonna
up
go
in the
places.
NBA?
Like, being down an arm and he's performing that well, he's gonna go places.
Yeah, look at that. Like somebody's trying to steal the ball. Like, he has no defense.
Yeah.
No defense.
Yeah, and they can't do anything
I mean,
about
it's-
it. They're just
It's rare for a disabled person to play with fully able.
Dude, did you see that? He did a behind the back pass with one arm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how?
impressive.
Wow, dude.
Damn, this kid's impressive. I don't know why I'm calling him kid. He's
He's
19.
I really love that
Dude's
kind of thing to
impressive.
see.
That's
Somebody who just beats all the odds.
like
Yeah.
that's just raw talent. Raw talent right there.
Yeah. Like, this guy, like,
Hang on. Is that where I think it is? Hang on. Can you pause there on that orange stadium?
Orange Stadium.
That can't be where I think that is. Is this dude a local boy? Is he a local PA boy?
Let's see
swear-
here. It says here, actually, let's see
Oh,
here.
that doesn't have the.
The LA Lakers. So he might be
Yeah,
coming
that's-
on to the Lakers.
He might be. Could
Well,
be.
he is the fourth one-armed player to play in the college league and dreams of one day becoming the first to play in the NBA. So he might be the first one-armed in the NBA.
When I saw the video, I swear to God, I saw my school's logo. I swear I did. Orange M. That looks. That I could be wrong.
It's a W.
Oh, it's a double. Oh, I was about to say, Jesus. I was about to say, what the hell are they doing in my old school?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a W.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I wasn't looking at the back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central. Football fan hijacks bus full of people to catch World Cup game. Okay. An Argentinian football fan was recently arrested for allegedly hijacking a bus full of people to make sure he gets home to watch his country's game against Croatia at the World Cup. Argentina is one of the few countries on this planet where football is as close to a religion as you can possibly imagine. People live and breathe the beautiful game, and stars like Diego Armando Maradona are worshipped. So when Argentina played Croatia in the semifinals of the 2022 Football World Cup in Qatar, the whole country was buzzing. Missing the game was an unimaginable travesty. So when one man found himself on a bus at rush hour, just minutes before the start of the historic football match, he basically felt forced to take desperate measures. The incident took place on December 13th in the heart of the Buenos Aires town of Ciudad Santa Maria. The 53-year-old man was riding a bus on line 440 between Fraga and Aviancia Ricardo Balbin when he realized that there was no way he would catch the start of the game at the rate the bus was moving. So when the vehicle stopped at a red light and the driver stepped out to buy something from a nearby kiosk, the man jumped behind the wheel and started driving towards his home. As soon as he saw the bus drive away, the driver called the police to report the hijacking, and multiple police cars were dispatched to its last known location. So he was inevitably caught, as we all know. Wow, what an idiot, you know? So
Like, that's why there's this thing called DVR.
yeah, like, and not even just that, but like, okay, so if you're like, 10 minutes late, so what? You're
Yeah,
10
you're not
minutes
missing
late.
much.
Now you're in jail.
Like,
Good
these
job.
games are long. I was gonna say, those games are like, they last upwards of an hour and a half or more.
Yeah.
And there's only, what, one break? One break in between outside of timeouts?
I have no idea. Really dumb. So, anyway, let's move on up here. More from Oddity Central. 20-year-old high school graduate poses as a doctor in state hospital for over a year. Wow. I thought we had measures to prevent this. It's 2022. Come on. A 20-year-old woman in Turkey has been arrested after it was revealed that she had worked as a doctor in a public hospital despite having never studied medicine. Izzy Okarikaz's family had always wanted her to become a doctor, so after graduating high school, she took the medical school exam but failed. But she didn't want to let her folks down, so instead of admitting her failure and moving on, she told them that she had gotten into the prestigious Kappa Medical University and that she was studying to become a doctor. She even faked her exam score and her enrollment papers so that her parents would not suspect anything, but this was only just the beginning of her farce. Hello, Jaden. Thank you. We love your watching us too. Really appreciate it. It goes on to say here, quote, when I was a high school student, my parents wanted me to study in medical school. They thought I would get a high score, but I did not get a good enough score to get into medical school. Carrick has recently explained. When my family wanted to see the exam result document, I prepared a fake exam result and showed that to them, end quote. But the young girl did more than just lie to her family. She started lying to everyone. She settled into an Istanbul dormitory and told people that she was a medical student. She also printed a fake student ID card and started hanging around Kappa Medical University, interacting with actual med students. Wow. So, this sounds like, something straight out of, what's that movie, We Got Into College or something? Remember where, it might be before your time, Doom. Accepted. That's what it's called. Accepted. If anybody's seen that movie, Accepted.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
They all, as a group of friends, each lied to their parents, and then made a fake school, and then it got out of hand, and then comedy ensued, and fantastical adventures occurred. But this is the real world where something like that doesn't happen. So, but at least the build up to it does, and man. What an oopsie. Now she has no trust, to anybody. How do you live a life after you fuck up that hard,
Hey man, there's some Russians that impersonated other people and actually got into the freaking U.S. Army and shit and got caught up a couple years ago, not even a year ago, I think.
I remember hearing something about that. Oh. Anyway, we're going to move on up here from the Mirror. Massive pile of Ivory parcels dumped into woodland as locals complain about late deliveries. So what this is this is not trash. This is all it looks like trash certainly, but this is all mail, boxes, deliveries, and everything. You order from Amazon, eBay.
Oh yeah, I heard they were doing that shit. The shit that they were returning.
In order to meet their quotas, they literally just scan the thing as delivered and throw it into a ravine. and just keep on going, you know. And then it everything is so like corporate. There is such a bureaucracy that there's no way for justice to actually be served. Like, the customer doesn't know where it is. Amazon or eBay or whoever, they're like, oh, well, it says it's marked as delivered. Then you have to pull the driver out, and then that takes that driver out of, the route, and more deliveries. And it just, like, they essentially, they can get away with it. Like,
it was the whole COVID thing, like, because they were getting so many returns that it actually cost them more for the returns than it did to, like, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, it got lost in translation or some shit like that.
So it costs more for processing the returns than
it costs more to store the returns. Then so like that's why they've been doing those pallet ship that buy a pallet. Because it was like stuff that was missing stuff or like stuff that was like a little bit damaged and that was returned. So like they put it all in this big pallet and they sold it for a wholesale price because because when COVID happened there were so many returns that the warehouses couldn't store the shit and it was costing them so much to store it that they started like
yeah, it turned into a domino effect.
And then they started doing like what's it? Auctions, and then they secretly donated them or got rid of them.
Yeah. Well, it says here, an alleged parcels thief has been arrested after a huge amount of parcels was reportedly stolen from one of Avery's delivery depots. The packages were then spotted fly-tipped in the woods, whatever that means. Enormous sacks full of deliveries were located dumped in the woods in the Luton area of Cathenham, Kent. This has to be in the UK. An outraged local resident encountered the discovery while out walking on Ash Tree Lane on December 4th. And the previous week, Every, formerly known as Hermes, apologized to the affected customers and opened an investigation. Police said that a man was arrested on suspicion of theft in connection with parcels that disappeared from a depot in Aylesford, Kent. And, there's a lot more of the article. So, a police spokesperson said, quote, I can confirm an investigation into reports of parcels being stolen from a depot in Astrofoys is ongoing. This was reported to have taken place between November 28th and December 5th, end quote. Officers said inquiries were ongoing and the arrested suspect was released on bail until March 2023. So,
yeah. There's like a lot of shit going on, bro. There's also like the fact that like there's not a lot of like mental institutions to treat people with mental illness, and there's a lot more mental illness that went on because people realize like, hey, I don't need to work for this motherfucker,
Yeah.
Like for some reason.
Well, like
and
this
a lot of
also.
workforce doesn't want to work no more because they think they don't have to work that much because they appreciate other stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. Like the psychological, and then like not only that, people are getting information so fast that it's not ADHD. It's more like they're not used to all this information at once.
Yeah, they get overwhelmed. Like
so, like there's nobody to tell them or treat them, and then like they get scared, and then they're going through all these emotions like real quick, and then like it's not good. There's like a serotonin or dopamine freaking off.
Yeah, but this story reminds me, like, remember out here in LA, people were robbing the trains. They were getting into those box cars and like just like throwing all the shit out.
They were attacking the mall. They were targeting the mall and shit.
Yeah, it was absolutely insanity. So that was the winter of 2020, right? It's been a couple years. So anyway, let's move on up here from UPI, or as we call it, OOPI. British couple circle the globe on tandem bike in 180 days. Wow, that's impressive. A British couple are applying for Guinness World Records certification after they circumnavigated the globe on a tandem bicycle, riding about 18,000 miles through 21 countries. Laura Massey-Poo and Stevie Massey arrived on December 1st in Berlin, the city where they had begun their record attempt 180 days prior. The couple, who took a ride on a tandem bike on their first date, said they were inspired to attempt the record for fastest circumnavigation by tandem bicycle mixed, male and female, after reading about fellow Britons Kat Dixon and Raz Marston, who set the female team version of the record in 263 days, 8 hours, and 7 minutes. The couple soon discovered the male team record was 281 days, 22 hours, and 20 minutes. Guinness World Records lists a category for the mixed version of the record, but there is no current record holder. Massey Poe said that she was certain that she and her husband could best both of the single-gender records, so they researched the record-keeping organization's rules, which included traveling for a minimum of 18,000 miles in a single direction, passing through 2 antipodal points, and finishing their trek at the same place it started. So, it sounds like they did it. Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And more from Oopie, we have Colorado town reclaims title for world's longest shot ski. What's a shot ski? Oh, okay. So, basically, shots on a ski and you all drink it together. I see.
Oh my.
So, it looks like they bolted skis together. I see there's a conjunction right here. So, a Colorado town connected hundreds of skis in a chain and glued shot glasses to them to break an unofficial world record for the longest shot ski. The town of Breckenridge, I've heard of that place, which has passed the unofficial record back and forth for years with a Park City, Utah distillery, broke the record again at its annual winter welcoming Oler Fest. Breckenridge Distillery led the attempt and connected 468 skis into a 2,401-foot chain, allowing 1,350 people to take shots of the distillery's Broncos bourbon at the same time. And it says Oler Fest, which marks its 59th year, is dedicated to Oler, the Norse god of snow. All right.
Nice.
Well, that's really interesting. Could you imagine, like constructing it, like what do you do? Just have people like hold a ski and then just like wait there until they finish the line, or you build the whole thing, or like I want to see the behind the scenes.
I'd say probably just assemble the whole thing. Distilleries, Broncos country bourbon.
Yeah,
I'd build
Same
the whole thing. I'd glue the
Broncos
shot
country.
glasses on it, and I'd get them to pick it up and fill them.
yeah, because like
That
you know,
is-
if you're like the first in line, now you're just sitting there holding a ski, waiting for them to finish the whole thing, and then so you're
Yeah.
standing there for hours, and then you finally can take the shot. Like that would suck. But
Broncos country. Let's ride.
yeah. Anyway, and last but not least, researchers say time is a delusion, so why are we all obsessed with it? Nothing is real. It says here, U.S.'s official time is kept at a government laboratory at Boulder, Colorado, and according to the clock at the entrance, it was 7 minutes behind schedule. That's not good. I rush across to the campus of the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, or NIST, and arrive at the end of a long hallway where physicist Jeff Sherman was waiting patiently. Sorry I'm late, I tell him. It's okay, we only measure the nanoseconds, Sherman jokes. Okay, so this is like reading like a storybook here. So it says, it's never been easier to know what time it is. NIST broadcasts the time to points across the country. It's fed through computer networks and cell phone towers to our personal gadgets, which tick in perfect synchrony. Humanity's ever-improving agreement on the time smooths communication, transportation, and lubricates our economy. But time has another side to it, one that the clocks don't show. Quote, a lot of us grew up being fed this idea of time being absolute, says Chanda Prescod Weinstein, a theoretical physicist at the University of New Hampshire. But Prescod Weinstein says the time we're experiencing is a social construct. Real time here is actually something quite different. In some of the odder corners of the universe, space and time can stretch and slow and sometimes even break down completely. For many people, this unruly version of time is radical, she says, but as technology to better count the time grows even more sophisticated, our everyday understanding of time itself may need to start changing. So, and for further reading, please refer to the underbar of the description for a link to this, because this is really long, and, oh, wibbly wobbly timey-wimey, really? Okay. Huh. Doctor Who reference right there. Far out time. Whoa, look at that, bro. Dude, that's far out. But
Whoa. Whoa.
subatomic
No.
madness. That kind of sounds like this thing that you said earlier today. What was it?
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up real quick.
Okay. But yeah, this is really interesting.
I got it.
Okay.
Multiversal quantum metaphysical unilateral time paradox fluctuation.
What the hell does that even mean?
I have no idea. I just said it because it sounds smart.
It certainly does. But
Because
yeah.
I sound like a smart ass if I say it.
Well, as I always say, I may be an ass, but I'm not a smart one. So, anyway, that'll conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of different, odd, and otherwise unknown news, we stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central, or
5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep. And also 11 p.m. in Germany, or at least in one area of Germany. I'm not sure if Germany has multiple time zones. Anyway, for all you and all of us, I am Xander.
I am the Slayer.
I'm Hot Dog.
Hot Dog. And in the live studio audience, we have the Will MC. And as well, we have Spike Lit Rave or Die. Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, or actually no, until you catch us Monday, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. Anyway, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!